Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to this ordinary meeting of the Douglas Shire Council being held today, Tuesday the 29th of April 2025 at the Mosman Council Chambers. This council meeting is being live streamed on the council's website and will also be available for others to watch at a later time. I would like to acknowledge the Guugu Yaljanji people who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. I would also like to pay respects to the elders, both past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to other Indigenous Australians who may be listening or watching this meeting today. I know that all councillors are present today. Our CEO is in attendance, along with staff who are involved in today's meeting. I would like to welcome members of the community and representatives of the media present today in the gallery. Okay, do we have any conflicts of interests? Yes, I have one. I have a conflict of interest in 6.6. I, Councillor Lisa Scommison, declare that I have a declarable conflict of interest in item 6.6 titled Major Community Grants Second Round as defined by section 150 EN of the Local Government Act 2009 due to my spouse, Peter Capp, being a volunteer in organising of the Mosman Show Ball in conjunction with the Mosman and District Show Society Incorporated. I am seeking permission to participate in the decision making as I feel that my spouse, Peter Capp, is acting in a volunteer role and has no financial responsibilities with the organising of the Mosman Show Ball.
Thank you. I'd like to move a motion from the floor that Council resolves that Councillor Scommison can participate and vote due to her spouse acting in a volunteer role and has no financial responsibility with the organising of the Mosman Show Ball, and therefore a reasonable person would trust that the final decision is made in the public interest. Can I have a seconder for that, please? Second. Councillor Meadows. Could we put that motion to the vote, please?
Yep. Floor, yep.
Unanimous?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. All right, on the way. Okay, so I, Councillor Abigail Nolly, declare that I have a prescribed conflict of interest in agenda item 6.7. That is the pre-lodgement inquiry for material change of use for a renewable energy facility under section 150EF of the LGA or section 177C of the COA. As the applicant is a relative, I will leave the meeting and take no part in this decision. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on now. Okay, number 6, Officers' Report. 6.1 is the Mayor's Diary for March 2025. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Meadows, thank you. And a seconder?
Yeah, I do.
Councillor Nolly, thank you. Councillor Meadows?
Just been a busy month for you, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, anyone who would like to speak against the motion? No? Okay, we'll put it to the... is anyone else would like to speak? No, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. 6.2 is the Chief Executive Officer's Diary for March 2025. The recommendation is that Council notes the Chief Executive Officer and Acting Chief Executive Officer's external calendar appointments for the month of March 2025. Can I please have a mover? Thanks. Councillor Nolly, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Meadows, thank you. Councillor Nolly, would you like to speak to?
So just for clarity, this is what the CEO does. He obviously does more than this also, but these are, as it says, yeah, some of the calendar appointments, official calendar appointments.
Okay, thank you. Anyone would like to speak against the motion? No? Okay. If no one else would like to speak to it, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous. Thank you.
We can confirm the minutes of the previous
Right. Okay, we'll go back. I'll jump the beat this time.
The meeting minutes.
Yeah, minutes. Okay, I forgot to declare the minutes. Number 5, confirmation of minutes of council meeting. Can I please have a mover? Thank you. Councillor Rees, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Zamataro, thank you. Put it to the vote, all in favour? Unanimous, thank you. There was one more to choose. Okay, 6.3. March 2025 financial reports. Recommendation is that council notes the statement of financial position and statement of comprehensive income for March 2025. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Rees, thank you, and a seconder. Councillor Nolby, thank you. Councillor Rees, would you like to speak to the motion? Okay. Anyone want to speak against the motion? No? Okay. Anyone else would like to speak to it? Okay, all good. Can I put it to the vote? All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Six point four, procurement policy. Recommendation is that council adopts a procurement policy. Can I please have a mover? Councillor, oh, it's got three that time. Councillor Rees, me. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Nolly, thank you. Councillor Rees, would you like to speak to the
No,
motion?
that's fine.
Okay. Anyone who would like to speak against the motion? No. Anyone else would like to speak to it? No? Okay, all is good. Okay, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Six point five. 2025-26 fees and charges schedule. The recommendation is that Council 1 adopts the schedule of fees and charges for the 2025-26 financial year, and 2 delegates authority under S257 of the Local Government Act 2009 to the Chief Executive Officer to negotiate fees and charges where circumstances warrant and to make minor administrative amendments to the schedule. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Rees, Councillor Meadows, seconder?
Yeah.
Councillor Nolly, thank you. Councillor Meadows, would you like to speak to it? Okay. Anyone who would like to speak against the motion? No? Anyone else would like something to say?
Yeah, I just think it's really important just to read out basically the first line of the executive summary, because I think it sums it up really, really well. There's a fees and charges schedule has been developed with a focus on cost recovery for council and in line with the long-term financial forecast. So we have to look at today and tomorrow. And that's I think the best we can do. So
Yeah.
very happy to support this.
Yeah, great. Okay. Anyone else have anything to say? If not, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Six point six, major community grant second round-up. Recommendation is that council approve the allocation of $38,000 from council's community grants program 2024 to 25 to fund the recommended applications listed in the table of the report, and 2 delegates authority under section 2571B of the Local Government Act 2009 to the Chief Executive Officer to negotiate, finalise and execute any and all matters associated with grants. Can I please have a mover?
Yep.
Councillor Nolly, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Meadows, thank you. Councillor Nolly, would you like to speak to it?
Yeah. So I always enjoy when we have this community grants money given away. Just for clarity, there are 4 recipients or applicants recommended for funding this year. The Douglas United Football Club, $8,000 for solar power installation. Goobity for 50-year NAIDOC celebrations, $10,000. That should be big, I guess. Douglas Shire Community Service Association for Light Up the Park. They've been really successful events in the community with people coming from all around the Shire, not just Mossman people, but from all around the Shire. That's a $10,000 funding request. And the Mossman District Show Society for the show ball for the first time that I can ever remember for $10,000, and that should be interesting as well, which I will be going to. Absolutely. So that's $10,000, yeah. So I absolutely support this.
Great, thank you. Anyone who would like to speak against it? No? Any further comments?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I'd just like to say that these are grassroots sporting organisations and community groups that, continue to punch well above their weight. And they provide such a great support to our local community. And it's very, very apt that it is Douglas Shire Council stepping up and market grants and assisting them to bring these dreams to fruition. I'm really looking forward to the 50th celebration of NAIDOC this year, and also the Mossman Show Ball. I think they're the two big ticket items that we need to get on board with.
Yeah, thank you. Any more further comments? Okay, I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you.
Mine?
6.7.
Don't forget me, okay?
Okay, pre-lodgement inquiry for material change of use for the renewable energy facility solar farm at 6868 Captain Cook Highway, Killaloe. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Rees, thank you. A seconder? Councillor Meadows, thank you. Councillor Rees, would you like to speak to it?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think we've just received an alternative recommendation. So it's funny because I was sort of prepared for the opposite, but that's okay. That's actually really good, actually. I just wanted to acknowledge that since I've been here and I've lived here for 22 years, the Douglas Shire is absolutely beautiful. Primarily, I think, because our planning department is so good. Our offices are fantastic. And I actually was very trepidatious about this at first, but when I read the report that it's light on the earth, that it can be taken down and moved, I sort of was re-interested in it. So I do actually support it, but the applicant's got a lot of hoops to jump through. But I think it's important contextually that we consider things like this. And once again, I like that it's light on the earth, and we're, instead of harvesting cane, we're harvesting the sun. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
So I didn't read the recommendation, so I'll put that through at the moment. That council resolves that with respect to the pre-lodgement inquiry lodged in relation to the redevelopment of 6868 Captain Cook Highway, Killaloe, being lot 32 on SP 332240, the proponent be advised that the following concerns are held. 1, A is the proposed development on the land is contrary to the strategic framework. Council is not supportive of development that detrimentally imposes on the Shire's scenic amenity and detrimentally impacts on scenic routes. B, the development is inconsistent with the purpose of the zone and it does not provide for rural uses, comprises of the long-term use of the land for rural purposes and does not contribute to the scenic amenity and landscape character. C, the development fragments and results in a loss of rural land, in particular good quality agricultural land. 2, council resolves that the proponent to be advised that any future application would need to address the above concerns. 3, council notes that the above information is offered in the context of providing open and frank without prejudice comment from council in relation to the proposed uses. The determination of any future application is a matter for council following detailed assessment of the application, including consideration of any properly made submissions where applicable. Okay, so I would like to change the, I'd like to change the motion to the council, with respect to the pre-lodgement inquiry lodged in relation to the development of 6868 Captain Cook Highway, Killaloe, being lot 32 on SP 332240, the proponent be advised that council may support the proposed development subject to any future development application satisfactorily addressing the following key issues. A, does not detrimentally impact on the Shire's scenic amenity, mapped scenic route and landscape character. B, cited as so as to have least impact on good quality agricultural land and does not result in the alienation of GQAL. C, suitably demonstrate the need for the development and that such a development does not constrain or have any other unintended economic impacts for other emerging industries. And 2, that the above information is offered in the context of providing open and frank without prejudice comment from council in relation to the proposed uses. The determination of any future application is a matter for council following detailed assessment of the application, including consideration of any properly made submissions where applicable. Can I please have a seconder for that, thanks? Councillor Meadows, thank you. Oh, God, sorry, seconder, can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Rees, thank you. Would anyone like to speak against the motion? You're right, okay, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Thank you. So the motion has changed now to the new one. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll move on now to the next one.
You can if you.
Does anyone who would like to speak to anything with this change of a motion?
Support. I think it's far better worded, the second motion.
Yeah. Anyone else? I would just like to make a couple of notes here about this, about solar farms and land use. And solar farms are usually established on land where lower ecological and farming values. Solar farms across Australia are being trialled on agricultural land. I think we need to keep this in mind, that it is used in Australia currently, and ongoing sheep grazing trials suggest the coexistence of solar farms and livestock are compatible. This has been trialled, so I think we need to also look at how our shire is in the moment with our agricultural. Everything's up in the air at the moment. We don't know if we've got an industry here in this shire any longer with agricultural, so we need to maybe open up a little bit to allow new industry within the shire. So I think we need to keep that in mind as well. So I know that parts of this may be outside of our town plan, but I'm quite open-minded about this one. So, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you. Move on.
Normally you do that before you vote.
Yeah. Okay, 6.8. Oh,
Or maybe not.
don't let her know about it.
Oh, we have all councillors now.
Have you finished?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
absolutely.
We kind of forgot about you, but that's okay. 6.8, Daintree Ferry landslide infrastructure. The recommendation is that council resolves to award contract 5014-10 Daintree Ferry landslide infrastructure to Durack Civil Pty Ltd for $8,843,859.54 plus GST, and a further $879,772.14 plus GST in provisional sum items. Budget will be allocated over the 24-25, 25-26, 26-27 and 27-28 financial years. 2. Delegate under authority section 251B of the Local Government Act 2009 to the Chief Executive Officer to negotiate, finalise and execute any and all matters in relation to this contract. Can I please have a mover? Thanks. Councillor Rees, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Nolan, thank you. Anyone who would like to speak against the motion? No? Any further comments?
I do, Madam Mayor, thank you. I'm actually very, very excited about this. This is a ginormous body of work. And again, the officers have done a fantastic job. They've done this simultaneously to the ferry because we can't afford to wait. I did want to read an excerpt, though. It says here in the executive summary, over 100 small businesses operate in the region, including 43 active tourism operators, and most rely on uninterrupted access for their guests, deliveries and the like. So we're hoping that the new ferry will transport 30% more vehicles. There's going to be priority lanes on both sides. It sounds like there'll be work done simultaneously on both sides, and I'm very happy to hear that some of the concept drawings, and they're just concept drawings, will be published at some point so that the community can see what we're talking about, that it's less abstract. But I'm very, very, very pleased that this is where it's at, so thank you very much.
Okay, any further comments? Yes, Councillor Nolan?
Thank you. Yeah, so just summarising, this allows that work to go ahead for our new ferry, which is coming along as well also. That hopefully will be coming to council in the near future, the tender process and everything. thing. It's a big sum of money, so it has been spread over quite a few years, and perhaps with a bit of luck, we might be able to find some funding perhaps going forward. Councillor Rees has correctly pointed out it's in conjunction, so it's happening at the same time as the new ferry. So we're going to have a Schmidt entrance into the Daintree World Heritage Park as listing as we go forward with the landside infrastructure and the new ferry. So it'll be a really, really great introduction to the Daintree rainforest.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, I think this is finally, we're starting to move forward. So it's been, it's been a while, so we're finally, things looking good now. So it's upwards now, and so once we get the new ferry, it'll all look pretty good and nice and shiny, and the new infrastructure will be ready for business. So thank you very much. Okay, if no one's got anything else to say, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. 6.9, Daintree Ferry Report, March 2025. Recommendation is that Council receives and notes the Daintree River Ferry financial information and tender progress for March 2025. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Zamatara, thank you. And a seconder?
Yep.
Councillor Nolly, thank you. Councillor Zamatara, would you like to speak to it?
I'd like to ask some questions. Look, we've received this report. I'd like to move that we have a breakdown of the expenses. I understand the contract for the operating probably cannot be public, but I'd like to see a further breakdown in the expenses, like for instance maintenance expenses and what the ferry's actually costing the ratepayers.
I think we've already had a motion about this a couple of years back, because it was something I asked about, a financial breakdown of the ferry. So, can we have a look at that? Yeah, because I think there's something already in place on that. So, thanks, Peter. You got anything else to say?
No, look, I'm grateful what we've been presented here, but I think the public need to see a breakdown of what's being spent and how much this ferry is actually costing council home.
Apart
An
from
ageing ferry.
Sorry, question, if that's okay. You mean apart from the actual contract figures?
Yeah, I understand
Yes.
the contract
Yes.
probably cannot be public.
Yeah. So all those other expenses, yeah.
Okay, anyone would like to speak against the motion? No, anyone has further information, would like to speak further to it? No, I've just got one question. The reports here, I don't know if it's just the way I'm reading about it or we can make it a little bit more clearer. It says that we've got vehicles by ticket type. Should it be trip by ticket type? Trips, because it's just, because then on the next one we've got travel by vehicle type. I don't know, it's just the wording.
We can go away and have a look at the
Yeah,
wording.
can we just have a look at the wording, because it's just, and also the other thing is, in the report, we've got residents and Douglas cards. Can we split that? Because my concern is Douglas, in March, we've got 9,427 tickets. But the Douglas card's not in operation in March. Well, it shouldn't be. So can we just split that one, and the other one is the multi-day and visitor tickets, split that as well? I just think it'll give a better indication on what type of tickets are being used there, that's all. But otherwise, that's great. Thanks for the information. Okay, if no one's got any more to say, can we please put it to the vote? All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. 6.10, Capital Works 2025 Budget Reallocation. Recommendation is that Council endorses the Capital Works budget for the year ended 30th of June 2025 be reallocated between projects as follows. Funds to be reallocated reallocated, I should say, from the following 2025 budgeted capital works projects. 1, land purchase, 288,000. 2, parks renewal program, 24-25, 102,000. 3, water treatment renewal programs, 515,000. 4, Port Douglas WWTP, 600,000. And funds to be allocated to the following capital works project for year ended 30th of June 2025. 1, SPSMA Rising Main Upgrade, 354,133. 2, Water Critical Mains Renewal Program, 174,000. 3, Building Facilities Renewal Programs, 23-24, 133,938. 4, McCrossan Street Decorative Lighting, Stage 2, 102,000. Mossman Depot Improvements, $210,000. 6, Grant Funding QRRF 2021-22, Warner Mowbray Street Trunk Drainage Infrastructure Project, 112,500. 7, Water Mains Renewal, $384,000. And a new project fully funded by grant funding is sandbagging machine, 80,000. Can I please have a mover for that? Thank you. Councillor Nolly, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Rees, thank you. Councillor Nolly, would you like to speak to the motion?
Well, as you've read out already in the motion, so this is just talking about a rearrangement, I suppose, of the budget with the capital work projects were not completed, so we need to complete them. 4 projects have an overspend, but then savings from other things have come along. So it's just more or less it's a rearrangement of the budget. So I'm very happy to support this. It's not at all a concern.
Okay, would anyone like to speak against the budget? Against the motion? No? Okay, any further comments? Okay, I've got one. There's just some wording there that I don't know. I think it's got in future years, these small changes will generally be managed by the team and presented to council in formal budget reviews. Should that just be in future instead of in future years? Can we just change that? But I would like to make one thing clear that minor scope changes, the projects that have gone over, they're not minor changes. They're huge changes for a little council. So we just got to be mindful, and I think that these things need to be brought back to council if we've got projects that have gone over that much. I think we need to work together on these things, and for instance, McCrossan Street lighting. If the initial budget did not have scope, that should have been brought back to council. Because if we can't afford it, we don't do it. So that's the only thing I'd have to say. But otherwise, thank you for the report. Okay, no other further comments? Can we please put it to the vote? All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. 6.11, change of date for May and June 2025 Ordinary Council meeting. The recommendation is that 1, Council resolves to change the date for the May 2025 Ordinary Council meeting to 10 a.m. on 20th of May 2025, and 2, Council resolves to change the date for the June 2025 Ordinary Council meeting to 10 a.m. on 17th of June. Can I please have a mover? Thank you. Councillor Meadows, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Reeds, thank you. Councillor Meadows, would you like to speak to it?
Yes, Madam Mayor. This is something that we just obviously, ordinary council meeting dates are set at the start of the year, and unfortunately some other things do get in the way. It's important, it's imperative that all councillors and the mayor is available for all meetings. So because of external influences, the course change. That's the only reason why we're doing it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone who would like to speak against the motion? Any further comments? Okay, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. 6.12, Queensland Disaster Management Conference, 27th to 29th of May 2025 in Brisbane. The recommendation is that Council endorses the attendance of myself, Mayor Lisa Skomazon, and Councillor Damien Meadows at the Local Government Association Queensland Disaster Management Conference on the 27th to the 29th of May in Brisbane. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Zamataro, thank you. Zamataro, yes. And seconder, Councillor Rees, thank you. Councillor Zamatara, would you like to speak?
Oh, look, I think it's important that the Mayor attend this, and also Councillor Meadows, who's part of the Disaster Committee, and in his previous experience, he's been involved with a lot of disasters, and we do have the odd disaster up this way, so it's probably a good idea that we attend these functions.
Okay, anyone would like to speak against the motion? No? Anyone, any further comments?
I actually do. I would like to thank Mayor Skommerson for her work during the Jasper disaster before our time, and Councillor Zamatara and Nolly. They would have learnt a lot, and yes, I agree with Councillor Zamatara that Damien's experience is phenomenal as well, and we're held in very high regard with the other councils, and I expect, with all your experience, that you'll probably get mobbed, and you'll have to prepare for that. People are going to have a lot of questions because we are held in really high regard with our advocacy and how we handled it and how we recovered, which continues. So these conferences are very important.
Thank you, Councillor Rees. Any further comments? No? Okay, if there's no more, put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. (2.13) 2025 National General Assembly, Canberra. Recommendation is that Council endorses the attendance of myself, Mayor Lisa Skommerson, at the 2025 National General Assembly of Local Government, NGA, 24th to 27th of June 2025 in Canberra. Can I please have a mover? Thanks. Councillor Nolly, thank you. And seconder, Councillor Meadows, thank you. Councillor Nolly, would you like to speak to the motion?
So it's very simply as it says there. This is for your attendance. Of course, it's important to have a representative from Douglas there, and very happy to support this recommendation.
Thank you. Anyone would like to speak against it? Okay. Any further comments? I'd just like to say one thing is this conference is a highlight of the year for many councils Australia-wide, and it's a great networking, and during that week the Parliament is sitting, so this is a great opportunity for councillors to be able to get in to see federal politicians and advocate for things for our Shire. So also during this General Assembly, which will be coming up next, is that we'll be submitting a motion also. So it's really important that this is that someone attends the National Assembly. Okay, so we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Okay, 6.14, 2025 National General Assembly motion submission. The recommendation is that Council endorses a motion for submission for the 2025 National General Assembly of Local Government. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Rees, thank you. Seconder? Councillor Meadows, thank you. Councillor Rees, would you like to speak to the motion?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, any further comment? Anyone would like to speak against the motion? No? Okay, any further comments? No? Okay, so what I'll say to this is that I'll be taking this motion submission to the NGA, which has been supported by all mayors in F&Q Rock, and I thank them for their support. And this motion is critical to all councils in Queensland for moving forward for betterment for our councils. So, okay, if there's no more comments, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. (6.15) Ex gratia special payments policy. Recommendation is that Council adopts a new ex gratia special payments policy. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Nolly, thank you, and a seconder. Councillor Rees, thank you. Councillor Nolly, would you like to speak to the motion?
Yes, thank you. So I previously asked for a deferral because I was a little hesitant that there was no provision in there for councillors to be advised of any such payments. Now there's an addition on page 2 of the policy that I'm happy with. I'm happy that councillors can then fulfil their duties correctly with this addition, and this addition is very simple. I'll just read it out for you. Here we go. A formal record of all payments will be maintained by the CEO. At the end of each quarter, the CEO will provide a report to the Mayor on the ex gratia payments made during the preceding quarter. Through this manner, councillors can be updated and be advised of what's happening, and as I said, we can then fulfil our duties for the best of Douglas. So I'm happy with this, and I'm happy to support this process.
Thank you, councillor Nolly. Anyone against the motion? No? Okay. Any further comments? No? Okay, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. 6.16, Report of Audit and Risk Committee meeting held on 19th of March 2025. Recommendation is that council note the report on the Audit and Risk Committee meeting held on 19th of March 2025. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Nolly, seconder. Councillor Rees, thank you. Councillor Nolly, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, as it's written there, it's noting that this meeting occurs. That's fine.
Anyone who would like to speak against the motion? No? Any further comments?
Well, I say this every meeting, but it's actually such relief being part of the Audit and Risk Committee. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for suggesting I join it. It's been a real eye-opener, and the reason why I'm relieved is that as a council, we're actually a very good council. We don't have any major dramas. Anything that they identify is very minor and easily remedied. So, yeah, we're in good nick.
Okay. Any further comments? If not, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. 6.17, Corporate Plan 2025 to 2030. Recommendation is that Council 1 adopts the Douglas Shire Council 2025 to 2030 Corporate Plan to be implemented as from 1st of July 2025, and 2, delegates authority under Section 257(1)(b) of the Local Government Act 2009 to the Chief Executive Officer to finalise any minor here's one of these words again. Grammatical amendments to the corporate plan. I'm sure they do this once a meeting. So, okay.
On purpose.
I'm getting a list of these words.
Yeah, I know that. Who would like to move the motion? Councillor Rees, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Nolly, thank you. Councillor Rees, would you like to speak to it?
It's actually nice to see. We've been working on this for a really long time. The document's a lot bigger than I was expecting, but I can actually see it now. It's very pretty. There's 4 major themes, which is livability, prosperity, service delivery, and recovery and resilience. Recovery and resilience, that's going to be in our lives for the next few years. I think it's really important, and this is an overarching document that it has a trickle-down effect. It'll affect everything. It'll appear on our agendas. So I really appreciate the work that's been put into this, so thank you very much.
Okay. Would anyone like to speak against the motion? No? Any further comments? Yes, Councillor Nolly.
Thank you. So it's not it may be slightly bigger than what Councillor Rees anticipated, but it's actually quite a small document overall, really, in all honesty. But it's very powerful. It is an overarching document. It sets a scene. It sets our aims, that things that we hold dear to ourselves, dear here in Douglas. It has been worked on extensively by councillors, by staff, but also importantly by the general public. There was ample opportunity to add to this and give value to what the public believes is important to Douglas. And so it's been a good, fun experience. I believe that it's apt for now, and we can follow it over the next 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, any further comments?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I'd just like to add that this is a living document. Although it sets the pillars that we have as our priorities for the Shire, things are going to test us. There are going to be things, hopefully, not in the near future, but like Jasper, that are going to make us pivot and have to address things in a different way. But the core values of the Shire are held within this document, and I was very, very pleased that we did have community engagement on this, and people gave us what they believe was true to their core values, and staff have worked tirelessly on it, and the input from staff has been phenomenal. I think it's a very, very well written document, and I can just congratulate the staff that have put this together. I think it's fantastic. It's easily readable, it's easily understandable, and it just says the true value of what the Shire is.
Okay, fantastic. Any further comments? No. I'd like to just do a quick comment, and this document is well presented thorough, and it really is. I think council needs to be proud of what they put out here. I've seen other council's documents, and as well, they're not as they're a lot bigger than this. So we've really condensed it into our thoughts and how we feel in this shire. I'd like to thank my fellow councillors, CEO and staff who are involved in this document, and it's worked out really well for everybody, and also to the community members who had input into the document as well. So it's, I think we can call this document a community document because everyone's had some input into it, and I would really encourage the community to engage and read the document, as it is a clear indication where this shire is heading as a whole. So thank you, everybody. And any further comments? No, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. 6.18, Delegations Register, Council to CEO. The recommendation is that 1, in accordance with S257 of the Local Government Act 2009, resolve to delegate the exercise of powers contained within the Delegations Register, Council to the Chief Executive Officer. Attachment 2, and 2 acknowledges that these powers must only be exercised subject to the limitations contained in the delegation register as listed. Can I please have a mover? Councillor Meadows, thank you, and a seconder. Councillor Noley, thank you. Councillor Meadows, would you like to speak to the motion?
I'd just like to say that as if the CEO didn't have enough work, he's got more responsibility than the Prime Minister of this country is. Yeah. Good luck with that, CEO.
Would everyone like to speak against the motion? No? Any further comments?
I was going to say that, yes, 751 pages of power, but this is all about transparency, so anyone can log online and see exactly what's what, and it explains why our agenda was over 1,000 pages this time. But it's important that it's all out there for the public to see.
Councillor Noley?
Yeah, okay. So essentially I was going to say that, yeah, these are delegations. Obviously it's important to have a delegations register. Otherwise we'd be here every week having meetings to make decisions. That's what this is about. I was going to say about 800 pages, but Councillor Rees, exactly.
Feels like 800.
Essentially thousands of delegations. Obviously these delegations are under other overarching legislation, so it's not that the CEO can go ahead and do whatever he or she wants to do. There are a lot of rules and regulations to abide by. And I did read each and every single one of these thousands delegations. I was wondering.
Riveting stuff.
If Councillor Noley's read every one of them, she would still be sitting at home doing it. So
It's taken me years.
Okay, if there's no more comments, we'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Okay, that brings our meeting to a close this month. So thank you everybody for your input, and I'll close this meeting at 10:43